let's not beat around the bush. The football gaming scene in 2025 is in a pretty dire state. The trend we're seeing? Not great, that's putting it mildly. We've lost Pro Evolution Soccer in the traditional sense. Konami dropped the ball, and they dropped it hard. They pivoted to their half-baked version of Ultimate Team, and yeah, spoiler alert, it kinda sucks. EA isn't doing any better. FIFA, or FC now, has been backpedaling for years, and it's painfully obvious that the only reason they keep pumping out new titles is to feed the Ultimate Team machine. And why wouldn't they? That mode is the cash cow, and career mode or gameplay quality? Yeah, basically an afterthought. Now you would think that with Pro Evolution Soccer and FIFA flopping in key areas, someone new would rise to the occasion, right? Well, no. We've got UFL out here hyping itself up, but it's clearly not aiming for realism or single-player immersion. Just another online first, gameplay second project. And 2K, still no football game from them in sight. And it's super unlikely that some small indie dev will swoop in and revolutionize the genre. After all, sports games are licensing nightmares. The mountain that most indies just don't bother climbing. So here's where that leaves us. Either we keep subjecting ourselves to watered down products designed to drain our wallets with in-game transactions, or we take a different path, one that's a bit more hands-on, a bit more creative, and honestly way more rewarding. So let's break that path down. First things first, stop assuming that the newest game is the best game or the one you have to play. Just because FC25 has flashy lighting and updated kits doesn't mean it's a good football game. Quite frankly, I think it's a really bad football experience. The gameplay feels like it was designed by a spreadsheet, and I wouldn't be actually surprised if EA has some AI tool designing the on-page experience. Instead, I recommend that you try popping in an older FIFA, like 14, 16 or even 17. Or a classic Pro Evo game like 2013 or 2017, or the modding heaven of 2021. I'm pretty convinced that you will be shocked at how little real innovation there's been in the newest football games over the years. Seriously, in some ways these older titles look and play better than the current games. The moment you boot them up, you will see it. Animations, game flow, control. It just hits differently. It's more honest, more satisfying. And if you're still not sold, let's talk about the power of going back. You see, I know it's quite easy to dismiss older games as just nostalgia-fueled throwbacks, but that's not the full picture here. Sure, they've aged, and some mechanics are a bit clunky by today's standards, but many of the older titles offer something the new ones flat out forgot about: fun. Actual, satisfying, replayable gameplay. Take Pro Evolution Soccer 2013 and 2017. Those games still have some of the best shooting I've ever felt in the game. It feels like you're striking the ball with weight and purpose. Then we have older FIFAs which still let you take on defenders one-on-one and actually feel in control, rather than being 11 versus 11 FIFA Street skill moves fast. So no, it's not just about nostalgia, it's about rediscovering games that did core football right. Now if you're thinking, cool, but where the hell do I even find these older games? Yeah, it's not as simple as opening Steam or Origin anymore. Most of these classics are flat out unavailable on official platforms. That's why I've dropped a link in the video description to a key store I personally use whenever I need a clean copy of these older titles, be it FIFA 16, Pro Evo 2015 or 2021, or whatever else I'm cooking with that week. I know how sketchy some of these resale sites can be, but this one's been rock solid. No scammy recalled accounts issues, and yeah, using that link supports the channel as well. So if you grab your copy there, you're helping me keep this content going. Now I got a question to you folks. If you could revive one past football game exactly as it was to play today, which one would it be and why? Let me know in the comments. And if you really want to bring those old games to life again, I believe you've got to start modding. Seriously, this is where the magic happens. Let's take Pro Evo 21. The base game is, honestly, kind of dull. Repetitive AI, no licenses, stale presentation. It's a skeleton. But modded up, toss in gameplay patches, realism tweaks, full season updates. Suddenly, it's a completely different beast. A proper football sim. Same with FIFA. FIFA 16 can become a modern, updated 2025 football game with mods. Better career mode, upgraded visuals, smarter gameplay, it's all possible. See, without mods, you're eating the blandest version of the game. Mods, you're feasting, and that's applicable to so many football titles out there. And if this all sounds a bit overwhelming at first, relax. You don't need to become a modding wizard overnight. Even for me, 30 years into gaming, quite tech savvy I would say, I was totally lost when I first dipped into football game modding. You're gonna hear things like Cider, Creation Master, Football Life, Mega Patch and go, what the hell does any of that mean? That's normal, don't worry. So don't try building your dream Frankenstein setup of a football game on day one. Start with something simple that is more plug and play. If you're into Pro Evolution Soccer, grab Football Life 25 with a Mega Patch. Or just get FunRex setup. It's all pre-packed and ready to go. If you are on FIFA, grab a ready-made mod pack for FIFA 14 or 16 and work from there. And once you get comfortable, then you can start mixing and matching to find what works the best for you specifically. And speaking of finding what works for you, you're gonna want to bookmark a few websites. These are your best friends on your modding journey. For Pro Evo titles, you want to jump into evoweb.uk, which is absolute goldmine. Patches, guides, discussions, everything you need. Seriously, it's, I believe, the best website for Pro Evo mods. Then you also have pesfiles.com, which is especially useful for finding seasonal patches and updates. And lastly, I believe you gotta join this subreddit. If you're using Football Life 25, this subreddit has your back with all the information needed. Now for FIFA games, make sure you visit those. First, FIFAinfinity.com. Clean, curated mods for all FIFA titles dating back to 2004. Then you have soccergaming.com, which is classic modding forum filled with deep dives and resources. Think EvoWeb, but for FIFA titles. See, having the right sources makes all the difference. Once you've got them, don't just copy someone else's setup blindly. Because football gaming is subjective as hell. That's the next thing we're gonna discuss here, the subjectivity of finding what's best for you. See, what works best for me might not work for you. I've had people swear up and down that the certain gameplay patch is, quote unquote, the most realistic ever. And when I try it, nope, it just doesn't click with me. And it doesn't mean that their recommendation is bad, it just means that I have different preferences than they have. There are so many aspects of football game preferences that just go unnoticed. For instance, some folks play Pro Evo on -2 game speed and still think it's too fast. Others go to +2 speed and want more pace than that. Which one is right? Well, both are. It's all about personal taste. So try different games, try different mods. See what you enjoy most, whether it's the sim realism, more arcade style fun, or something maybe in between. Build your own custom football gaming experience. And don't worry about what others say, cause there's no right or wrong here. And while we are at the topic of finding what you like and experimenting, make sure to drop the whole FIFA versus Pro Evo rivalry. That war is old, boring, and quite pointless now. None of these games are perfect. All of them have strengths and flaws. And if you only stick to one out of loyalty or bias, you're just missing out on great football experiences from the other side. So open up your library and you'll open up your fun and horizons. Honestly, I used to be a Pro Evo only person, but over time I just stopped narrowing scope of my footy preferences. How about you? Were you always a FIFA person or maybe a Pro Evo diehard? Or did you switch sides at some point? I want to hear your story, so let me know in the comments. And to sum it all up, here is the ultimate truth when it comes to football games. There's no perfect football game, never has been. Even the GOATs have their issues. Pro Evo has always had biased referees and clunky dribbling. FIFA's had imperfect physics and janky AI forever. But each title offers something worth playing. Some unique blend of gameplay, presentation and feel. Personally, if I want immersion and tactical football, I will boot up a heavily modded Pro Evo 21. And for other days, when I want something more fast, fun and responsive, well, I will go with FIFA 16 or maybe Pro Evo 13, which still deliver. Because see, it's all about using the right game for the right mood. So stop chasing perfection and start chasing what feels good for you. I believe that this is the real key to enjoying football games in 2025. So these are my suggestions and learnings from past months of heavily studying and experimenting with football games. I hope you found a thought or maybe two helpful for your own enjoyment. Make sure to drop your own suggestions to fellow footy lovers. How do you think people could enjoy football games more in 2020s? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button. And if you want to see more videos from me in the future, subscribe to my channel. Anyway, that's all from me in this video. Thanks for your time and I'll see you in the next one.